Hi guys, Sikansh here.
Hi, this is Anirudh this side.
We're back again. We're doing a video today on what to do after you've passed your MRCS. Now, obviously, this video is pertaining to people who've worked hard and been lucky enough to clear both their Part A and Part B. Um, I think we Anirudh both have been lucky in the past, but a funny thing happened was when I did pass it, I didn't know what to do next, and this video is made kind of addressing what you need to do. um, we're going to share a small slide with you, which is going to highlight the key points of what needs to be done. Uh, so, the first thing that you need to do is celebrate. Absolutely enjoy. Make sure you cherish the moment. All your hard work's probably paid off, and go out there, grab a drink, have a good dinner, celebrate, make it count. What you can also do is then you can attend the diploma ceremony, which is where you wear the proper black robe and the hat, and you get presented the degree. You can choose when to attend the ceremony. However, because of the current pandemic, the ceremonies have been suspended, and you can actually get the degree sent to you by post. It arrives in a really nicely bottled package. It's a beautiful degree, and they send it very well. Make sure it's not damaged. The next thing that you need to do is you need to sort out your GMC registration. While you can apply for a job without your GMC registration, you will need one by the time you get started. So it's advisable for you to take it up as soon as possible. And the next thing would be to then look for the jobs. We'll now take you through how to do that. I'll hand it over to Anirudh to take you through
Yeah,
that.
yeah. So I'm just going to share my screen now and take you through what you need to do. So once you've got your MRCS, the next thing you want to do is go to the GMC website and first create an account for yourself to be able to register. So this is what the GMC website looks like. You go to GMC online and then you'll get this screen. You go to new to GMC online, and then you say you want to apply for registration for the first time, and then it'll refer you to a guidance which you can click on, go through the guidance. There's a number of details you'll have to fill in when you register with the GMC. Your employment history, you'll need to submit quite a bit of documentation apart from your basic medical degree or MS and all of that. You'll also need good standing certificates from the medical councils that in India that you've been registered with. So it might be a good idea to just, start that process once you've passed your MRCS exam and you're looking for GMC registration.
Yeah, because it takes a while. I think I remember taking definitely more than a few weeks to get this sorted.
Yeah, definitely. I think it depends on which council as well. So a number of state medical councils are quite quick and they're able to do it online. Unfortunately, for example, the one that I was supposed to get my good standing from had a horrendous process to get a certificate, and I was delayed by months. Um,
I will not ask you to name it, but I think I might
no,
know
I
which
will
one
not.
it might be.
Right. Right. Okay. So once you're done with the GMC, the next thing would be to apply for a job. So there are two main websites, I think. So one is Tracjobs, and the other is the NHS Jobs website. So I think all jobs are advertised on both of them. So we'll take you through the NHS Jobs website. So that's jobs.nhs.uk, and this is
Just
what it
say
looks
that
like.
while most jobs are advertised across both platforms, but it is advisable to keep checking both. Sometimes you might find that there's a job which is advertised on one and not the other, but uh,
Yeah.
that's very rare.
Right. Okay. So can you see my screen? Are we able to see the NHS
Yep,
Jobs
absolutely. We
homepage?
can.
Right. So this is what it looks like. I'm just going to log in just to make it a bit easier.
I could see your password there. Don't worry.
Right. So keeping it to orthopedics, you want to search for a keyword. So let's, for example, type in orthopedic registrar and see what comes up. Uh, So you can search for a number of keywords. You can say orthopedic registrar, fellow. So fellow means, can mean a lot of broad terms. Even as an SHO, a job can be called a fellow job. So you can search for either an orthopedic registrar or a fellow job. And then once you click search, you get a number of search results, as you can see. Let's go for this one. So registrar job in London. You'll get details of the job here, which you want to go through. The more important document, however, is this one. So you want to read the job description properly, and you want to go through the person specification. If we click on it, are you able to see this
Yeah.
file open up?
It's not
Yeah.
open yet.
Okay. I will try and share it again.
I think we did have you. Oh yeah, we got it there now. Yeah.
Right. So this is this is the document which is probably the most important. So you have a job description. You must go through the role in
It's
detail.
absolutely imperative that
Yeah,
I find it very annoying and painstaking, but it is it makes a big difference because this is where you're looking to work. You're going to be spending a lot of time with and around these people, so you want to be sure about what you're getting into, what is the kind of job description there is, what's the kind of working hours, what's your rota going to be like. So make sure what the hospital caters to. Do they cater to pediatric patients? Do they cater to spinal patients as well? What are the on calls like? Do you have you know, are those resident on calls or non-resident on calls? You want to make sure that you are completely aware of what you're getting into.
absolutely. Um, and then the person specification is something you want to make sure you go through in a lot of detail before applying. So you have certain essential criteria which you want to make sure you fulfill before you apply for the job. Otherwise, you're not going to be shortlisted for the interview anyway. And you want to try and fulfill as many desirable criteria as possible. So generally, all orthopedic jobs will require a GMC registration and MRCS, which you will have gained by this time. And quite a lot of jobs do ask for an ATLS certification as well. And yeah, that's about it. So anything else, Ekansh, that comes to mind?
No, I think that's fine. I mean, as long as you've had a look, make sure that you're applying for the right post. It's not unheard of people mistakenly applying for an SHO level job, which was advertised as a junior fellow post instead of a registrar post. You want to make sure that you've made sure those mistakes are not made. You also want to make sure that you've looked at the kind of hospital it is, whether it's a DGH, being a district general hospital or a major trauma center, because the kind of work and the kind of on calls that you can expect at both places are vastly different. DGHs are relatively smaller hospitals with the on calls not being as busy. The major trauma centers are obviously much busier. They cater to more acute injuries, pelvic traumas, acetabular traumas, open trauma injuries, those requiring plastic surgery input, and so on and so forth.
Right, absolutely. I'm going to try and see if we can. So once you've gone through the job description, person specification, you then click on apply for this job. It'll ask you some pre-application questions, and then certain jobs will have this mandatory question before you can even apply. So if you don't have GMC registration, it's going to turn you away even before you can apply. So um, that's what you do. So you fill in the pre-application part, and so this is what the application form is. So you need to spend quite a bit of time filling all of this information. It takes quite some time, don't you think?
Can
I
you
think,
can you save? I think you can save your progress as well as you go, so you don't have to fill
yeah,
all in one go. Uh,
yeah,
you want to sit down with it with a clear mind, and make sure that you're filling in the correct information.
yeah. These are the parts of the form. Personal information is all of your address and other personal details, your qualifications, which will include your basic medical degree, any other qualifications, and your MRCS definitely. Um, they require a complete employment history, um, and then referees. So you will require 3 people to basically act as referees, and this should cover the last 3 years of your employment. And you definitely need to have a referee from your current job. So
Mhm.
you want to try and sort out your referees before you apply for a job.
I mean, it's usually advisable to speak to your current boss, and I'm sure they're all generally more than happy to you know act as your referee. But it's courteous to inform them.
Yeah, absolutely. And then supporting information will include questions on what sort of experience you have. It also requires you to write down in, with a word limit of 1,500 words why you want to apply for the job. I think that's the most time consuming part of the application. Um,
But I think it's not to be taken lightly. We tend to
Absolutely.
neglect that part, but I think that's where you kind of put forward a little bit about yourself, a little bit about what you're trying to do, how you're trying to learn, and how you think you can contribute to the department as well.
Exactly. So I think it cannot be, something that you just copy and paste onto every job. I think you might want to tailor this supporting information a bit each time you apply for a different job, because you want to sell yourself to the job to make sure they want to know that you're suited to the job, and
Absolutely.
how. Yeah.
Well, I think now we've spoken enough about how to go about applying for the job. I think coming to the next part would be once you've done the application process, this is the first part, which is the online application. Then you come to the real part, which is the interview. So once you get, if and once you get shortlisted, there'd be an interview, which can either be on Skype or it can be in person. Generally, again, because of the COVID pandemic, we've all resorted to Skype interviews or Teams, Google Teams for the interview.
Yep, and even if you're overseas, even if you're in India applying, or in any other country, you can always ask for a Skype interview, and or even all hospitals are very happy to do a Skype interview.
So yeah, I mean, and the one another thing that can possibly help, but again, this is talking about in normal times, is if it's possible for you to visit the department or the hospital to get an idea about how the department's structured, what's the kind of work like. These things are something which can come up on the interview and you can speak about. However, that's beyond the scope of this. Well, I think that's the whole idea about this particular video. If you get through to all this and you get shortlisted for an interview, um, feel free to reach out to us at yourmentor121@gmail.com. And having gone through a few interviews ourselves, we'd be more than happy to take you through the process, tell you of the most important do's and don'ts, and hopefully help you crack that interview.
Yeah, we look forward to you guys reaching out to us, and we hope we guys can help you take you through the interview process.
Brilliant. You guys can also find us on Facebook now. Do also check out our other videos, and send in any suggestions that you might have, and any ideas on what you want us to make the next videos on. That's enough for tonight, and we'll let you be. Thank you.
Yeah.
See you guys.